I decided to wear something sparkly and nice today because today we are gonna travel back to a time where women were very much just expected to look nice and do whatever's needed around the house. I have this ladies yearbook from 1955 and it has stuff like calendars, weekly budgets, fashion tips, recipes, and just like advice and information and stuff. So let's see what kind of information people thought that women needed in 1955. But I think it's safe to assume this could be a lot worse because the editor of this book is a woman and the absolute majority of the people who have worked on it are women. It's obviously like super outdated, but it's not as bad as it could have been. When you open the book, they're trying to be so like, we are so close to equality. Almost there. But it actually says that women have fought their way to equality in every like aspect of society. But there are still lots of places in society that forever will be the woman's, where her special skills will be important. Well, okay then. Percentages of like divorced women in 1946 were 1.5%. Oh my god. They're also going through like a bunch of inspirational women and all of that, like women that are doing important stuff. So that's really cool. I'm just skipping some stuff about gardening because I want to get to the juicy stuff. And here we have the rules of marriage. And the first thing I'm seeing here is that it's the wife's duty to take her husband's name. She can keep using her maiden name, but not as her main last name. It also says that it's the duty of the couple, the married couple, to work together for like everything that needs to be done for the family and also providing for the family. But it also says that it's usually the man who does this. And it also said that the norm for husband and wife is to equally own the house and everything. So that is oh my god. We have a small section about the end of a marriage, and it says that a marriage usually ends because of death, or in our days, nowadays, a divorce is also an option. Oh my god. This is like, oh, let me tell you about this whole new thing called divorce. This is so funny. There's a section about children born outside of wedlock. The process isn't actually wild, like you contact the authorities and like the correct people and whatever, but it says that the father has to give child support, but if there's doubt about who is the father, it's possible that more than one person has to give child support without one of them actually being appointed the dad. That's so funny. Can you imagine like having to pay child support for a child you're not even sure is yours? Today I would have no sympathy for that, but in 1955 people were not educated enough on birth control and stuff like that, so I wouldn't really automatically say that it's the man's fault for getting someone pregnant, because I don't think they had the info. Like, I don't think they were making an informed choice. This is kind of funny, but there is a small section here about kitchen items in plastic, and it was considered like the more aesthetically pleasing option, like an egg container in plastic, and because it was see-through, like it was considered to be fancier. Also, I realized I forgot to say something important. I'm Norwegian and this is a Norwegian book, so it obviously, if you take any country situation in 1955, you're obviously gonna get a different result, but this is specifically like how things were in Norway at this point, but I think it will be entertaining regardless. Do I even want to read about the interests and stuff? Okay, lots of insurance stuff, not really that interesting. And then we have some stuff about like making Christmas treats. That's cute. And then we have this like section about female regents, which isn't unique in our days, which is cool. It must be cool to experience, like obviously even today we do experience women doing new things and stepping into roles where we haven't previously seen them, or where we traditionally don't see them, or historically they haven't been very well represented. But it must have been really cool just for there to be like a female queen and stuff like that for the first time, and seeing that happen. Obviously, okay, female queens was a bad example because that freaking goes back forever. Okay, so now we've reached the calendar bit, and it's given you like a monthly calendar each month. It also has fashion tips for each month, and because January is cold, this one has like a woolen fur coat. It also has like dinner of the month and drink of the month, and oh my god, people were drinking like hard alcohol like it was nothing. It's also kind of cool to see like how they were saving money, because obviously like they were trying to live semi-extravagant lives because like things were supposed to be nice, but at the same time they didn't have that much money. This is very nice though, like it has, you can write down the dinners or whatever you're gonna cook each each day. March has cake of the month, and it says cheap in brackets, and that's kind of cool, but at the same time it has like a champagne cocktail for the drink of the month. Oh my god, it has a tip for keeping tomatoes. Tomatoes will keep the best if they're lying in a solution of like salt that are strong enough to carry an egg. So you actually mix that much salt into the water so that an egg will float in it. What? Ooh, July has a very, very classic outfit. I love these clothes. This is how I usually dress, so this is a winner for me. Okay, so I found something weird. Dinner for November has a suggestion that's called Indian food, and it's not Indian, it's Native American food. It's like potatoes and cabbage, meatballs. I don't know why people just felt like giving dishes and other things just names that have nothing to do with them. So there's this like skin routine here, like nighttime and more like morning and nighttime skin routine that you should go through. And it seems there is a bit of pressure to do these things. There's also a quote from a philosopher, and it says that there are no ugly women, but some women don't know how to be beautiful. So yeah, a 4-step morning skin routine and a 4-step evening skin routine, of course, must be done. My skin routine is I wash my face. Sometimes I remember to moisturize. And then there's a section about like organizations for women, and that's really cool, like for, you know, politics and just like empowering women. So that's cool. We love to see it. But it's also like for these women that are pictured in here, imagine how cool it would be for them to be able to see where we are today. Some of these organizations still exist. And there's a bunch of like recipes for how to make food quickly for 2 people. I do like that because obviously a lot of women were expected to, you know, do the cooking. So I like that there's a section about how to quickly make food to, you know, keep your husband happy, probably. It does say everyone can get in the situation where the food has to be on the table really quickly. Oh my god. So here's the kitchen as a workspace, and it has like the important zones of the kitchen and how to like organize the kitchen and make it easier for doing whatever you need to do in there. I love that they're so focused on trying to make life easier. Like here's the section about how to, you know, every day plan your workload so that you can have more leisure time. Oh, I spotted the words ideal housewife. Well, oh my god, it has this like list of how to clean each room most efficiently and all of that. It also says about how to take care of your body while you're doing all of these things that require the same muscle groups and all of that to be working. So it's about, you know, taking care of your body as well. That's good. So now we have a whole last section about wine, like what wine to choose for what meal and all of that. Oh my god, is gymnastics slimming? For some people, gymnastics are slimming, but for some people, not at all. It says that you also need to be careful with food, and there's also the metabolism. I don't know why I'm finding this so adorable. I'm just imagining all these women, all these housewives like looking in the book and doing the exercises. Obviously, it's really good that they're focusing on a healthy lifestyle, but I'm sure the pressure to have a slim body was immense. And then there's this whole thing about how many calories each kind of like food has. It also says the caloric value in breast milk, and I didn't even know they knew that. It also has some good advice on coffee, and it says that a good cup of coffee is not made just from the quantity of beans required, but also with love and care. Oh, these people were so precious. There's lots of like tips on how to do different kind of cooking, like, you know, boiling and frying and all of that. It also has something about the service that existed with like having an assistant like in your house, like a housewife assistant, it's kind of called. And we had this when I was little because I'm a twin and my mom has arthritis, so it made sense to have someone, you know, come and help out because there's 2 freaking babies. When you hear the word, like it sounds so outdated, but I experienced this even though I obviously don't remember it because I was a baby. And then of course we have a section about embroidery. I used to love embroidery when I was little. Aluminum foil. Wow. Oh my god. It has this thing about like how to live with a child in a very small flat. And I find this adorable because this is very relevant for me right now. Why does it have a thing about male chefs? Or was that new? Oh, and the teacher is in the middle and it's a woman. Well, you know, it's just one of those specific sets of skills that women have that will forever keep some areas of society just to ourselves. Oh my god. There's this huge thing about like house plants and how to care for the different ones. We're gonna skip this because I don't really care. Salads. Oh my god, then we have cuisine from foreign countries. One of them being North Africa, and I'm pretty sure that's never been a country. Oh my god. Well, it has foreign countries, and the only one that isn't like European is North Africa. And then there's like lots of tips on how to be a good housewife with like ironing, how to wash clothes and rinse stuff and blah blah blah. What? There's a section about knitting words in 3 different languages? So there's English, French, and German. Why is this important? Okay, so the retro like info things or ads, I love the looks of them. I think actually I would prefer those over our ads today. Okay, who should be in charge of our money? Oh my god, and then there's like foreign words in the kitchen, and one of them is bacon. It's funny, but it's so long ago as well, so I guess shouldn't laugh too hard. Oh, we have a hand cream that every housewife should have, because you use your hands a lot. You know, washing everything, doing dishes, all of that. It does wear on your hands. There's also the section on how to make good food when you don't have much, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it also is fun with all these ads that show new gadgets and all of that that really are outdated. Oh my god. There is a section on nails that have been done like correctly and incorrectly. Like nails that have been filed down too much or like too much on the sides and all of that. That's kind of funny. And then we have the weekly budget, and of course one of the sections is tobacco. Oh, and of course it has a lot of these weekly things because this book is supposed to last you a year. I feel kind of bad, there's so many of them. There's obviously like, I don't know, 52 or something. I feel bad they're not being used. And on the last page of the book there's a stamp. I don't even know what that means, but did they used to do this before? I don't know. Okay, that was it. We are done. This was just such a random video to do, but I just wanted to do it. I think it's super fun to look back on our history, and obviously I also think that's super important to do. And it's just interesting to think about the stuff that people before us used to do. And I know when I say people before us, you might not even think like 70 years ago, but so much has happened since then, since the 50s, and just since the 90s, since I was born. The world is a completely different place, and it's so fascinating to look back on. So I just think it's important. So I think that's worth a silly little video. Okay, I hope you thought this was interesting. I did, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to appreciate where we've come equality-wise, not just for women, but for men as well, and everyone else. We have really come a long way, and obviously we have a long way still yet to go, but we really can't ignore like how much further we've come, because when you read this and the women writing this book are like, we've come so far, we've basically reached equality now, and then you think about how much has happened since then. Oh my god. Like I said, I wish they could see where we are now, but yeah, it's kind of cool to read this thing that's actually written by women and like what's making them feel empowered and them being so happy with where, like, how far they've come and what they've fought for and all of that. Yeah, I wish they could see the world now. Okay, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you later. Bye!